I want to prepare an article for, let's see, getting back together, and that's the keyword. And I want to find out what the top 10 pages are in Google, and I want to get all of those keywords off their site. I want to strip them and put them into assemble them into a proper fashion, and that's what this tool does. As you just saw, it just instantly just went to those sites and has basically found all those keywords and is going to then show me what the top keywords are, and this may take a little bit of time. So this is, I'm not going to wait for this to process, but that's basically what that tool does. Is it goes to Google. Let me show you a basic representation of this. So for instance, getting back together, you'll see these top 10 sites. nichebot goes to and grabs the keywords right off the page and organizes them into a sensible fashion, so you can see what are the top keywords that the top 10 sites are using in their pages. So that's
right. So that gives you really good market research on what your competition is doing.
Exactly, and that's what you really want to uncover. So let's real quickly uncover 2 quick paths to digging at keywords. And there's the first way, which is usually the way you end up going about doing your keyword research, and that's going wide and finding your related keywords. So let's go ahead and do a demonstration of that by using the Wonder Wheel. Now here we are at getting back together on Google. Now if I click on these, if I click this plus sign, which shows me the options, right? We have here the Wonder Wheel right here under Standard View. We have Related Searches and Wonder Wheel. Now if we click on Wonder Wheel, we will see the different, yeah, these are the central core terms that are related to getting back together. Now this is not necessarily a good example. Let me see. A good word would be reconciling. Let's do a search on that and then see what that looks like. See, we've got reconcile marriage, reconciling Christ. See, and then you could go into and click on one of them to open up and see failing marriage. See, this is now starting to uncover different types of keywords that you can see. After divorce, time apart, and there's probably another good one is probably separation. But see, it's a vague word. Here we go, but it does come up, couple separation. But this is usually this is a really good way to find your related keywords. And if you happen to do, you can go over to the, if you want to try another tool, you've got the Google External Keyword Tool, which allows you to basically, let's go over here. This allows you to give you different different themes that you can find. So you can enter, let's see, I want to find website content. And so I'm going to enter one of my my competitors, and I'm going to get some related keyword phrases, and you'll see what Google does is it kind of breaks up the keywords into different themes. As you can see, I'm getting what I'm doing, basically lateral research here, and I'm trying to uncover as many related keywords in my industry that I can find. So let's say we want to find getting back to, let's see what a good site on getting back together is. getting back together with an X. Okay. So let's see, Ask Men. Okay, so Ask Men is one of the top sites for getting back together. So let's see what kind of keywords we get when we type in askmen.com. So basically in this stage where we're doing lateral, we're looking for as many different related, obviously we're getting different, many different related anti-theft, car, obviously there's a lot of jokes. It's a very generalized site that doesn't have to do with getting back together. But what we want to do in this stage is we want to find keywords that basically are different than our main root keywords, so that we have a whole list of, you know, we have a whole list like getting back together, reconciling. We want to have a huge list so that we can then do what's the second step, which is digging down deep into each one of those keywords. And basically what we're going to do is find derivatives of that keyword, and we did that in the here in the word tracker keyword tool, where we you know, getting back together, we got some keywords here for this is digging into a keyword. So when I type this keyword in, I'm going to get back, see, you can see getting back together is found in there. Getting back together is found in the second keyword. So this is finding deep keywords. And what we really want to do is we want to build a huge keyword list, combine all of our keywords. So basically what we want to do is once we create all these lists, there's a, you know, usually when you're using a tool out there or some service, you're able to save the keywords. Once you've found and done all of your keyword research and built and found as many keywords that you can, you want to back up your lists and combine them all into one list. So you have one big sortable, tidy list. And you want to get rid of all of the irrelevant keywords, because remember, you want to make sure to focus on the most relevant terms. Focusing on terms that may not produce results or that don't closely relate to what you're selling or what you're trying to introduce people to is not going to work. So once you do, you're going to sort according to your popularity, and then you're going to have your most popular keywords at the top. And what you want to do is take your most popular keywords towards the top and find longer keywords down at the bottom, because you're not going to rank right away. It's going to take a little bit longer to rank for your more popular keywords. So you want to actually build content on your longer tail keywords, or words that obviously have brand names involved, like we had noticed when we were searching for popular products. And then you want to choose your keywords according to your priorities and your criteria in the 10 Commandments, which is what we're going to go real quickly over right now.
Actually, Jim, what I was going to suggest was, why don't we, because we're just about 10 minutes after the hour, we were going to talk about Ping FM and a few other things in Friday's Q&A, and I was thinking, why don't we, because I don't want to rush through the 10 Commandments. I think are really important. And so what I'm suggesting is on Friday when we do the Q&A, anyone who's got questions about the keyword research, why don't we take a few minutes at that time to really go through the 10 Commandments in more detail, or in the detail that I think that we should, rather than just kind of rushing through it.
Right, but I was going to run through it to kind of give an overview of kind of the process I do instead of just jumping straight in and doing keyword research, just so people kind of understood, and then we can expand on that later.
Okay.
So I could probably go through these in about 5 minutes.
All right, well, let's go then.
So basically, you know, the Ten Commandments are what I believe are really critical and really educate you well about your industry and about who you're about to market to. And if you really want to truly dominate your marketplace, this is going to be no big deal to go through. So the first commandment is, thou shalt declare your mission and commit it to stone. You know, basically, no war has ever been won without a plan, and no rocket has ever been fired out into space, or and no rocket has been actually, you know, no missile has ever been destroyed without actually having a point of where it's going to exactly explode, right?
Exactly. You got to know where you want to aim.
Exactly. So once you figure out where you want to aim, you're going to declare your mission. I'm going to achieve. I'm going to get 50 top 10 top number. I'm going to get 50 top #1 rankings on Google for my 50 search terms that I'm going to pick out, and aim to get 500 visitors a day within 6 months. Whatever that date is, put that date down. It's very important to have a date, because that's a date by which you need to get your mission complete. It's like setting a goal. It sets off a chain reaction of time that starts elapsing. Second commandment is, thou shalt know and love your prospect. I mean, look, if you want to have a hugely prosperous business, you need to know who you're talking to between their ears. Is this a 20-year-old group of boys and girls? Is it 20-year-old men? Is it 50-year-old women? What kind of people are they? Are they, you know, teenagers just coming out of high school? You need to find out who these people are. What are their concerns? Because you're able to address those concerns in your web copy, and what that shows when you're able to address that is that you really care about your prospect and that you respect them. And people will trust this more than just reaching a website that has very academic type of web copy. Third commandment is, thou shalt know your competition and rivals. You've got to know what your competition is doing and what they are, how they are positioning their product. If you're putting your affiliate site up or your direct sales site up and you haven't checked out, a lot of people are offering bonuses with theirs, and you're wondering why you're not making sales, perhaps you need to add a bonus yourself to compete with the market, to come up to level. If you don't look outside just your tunnel, you won't know what's going on around you, and that's very important when you need to position yourself in the marketplace. Fourth commandment, thou shalt rest and allow mental process of data acquisition. So what the heck does that mean, Jim? Well, you got to rest and allow. I usually recommend that the second and third commandment, you take at least 8 hours on each one of those commandments to do your research. So after you do 2 straight days of this, your brain's going to be swollen. It's going to have a lot of information. You're going to be having taken a lot of notes, and you need to rest and allow your brain the time to process all of that data that you acquired and wrote notes down on. And then after even the second day, you still need a little bit of rest, but more than rest, you need to go out and celebrate your work and really kind of, you know, thank yourself for, you know, appreciate yourself for what you just did, because a lot of people, 80 to 90% of the folks, will never do this, the 10 commandments and follow through with it. They'll just go right into their market. They don't know what they're about to step into, and then they step into a bunch of doo-doo. Sixth commandment is, thou shalt assess yourself. You need to assess what your needs are, how many web pages you're going to want to make. You may not want to make 20. You got to figure out what you're going to want. Before you can gather your keywords and know how many keywords you're going to want, you need to assess what your needs are. lot of people walk into this sometimes without knowing what they're doing. They just walk into the forest without having their map or without their plan of how to get to the other side of the forest. Seventh one is, thou shalt create the plan and commit it to stone. Again, you've got to put it down on paper. What are you going to do? What is your plan? How many web pages are you going to build? How many articles are you going to do? Put it down on paper so that you know exactly what your criteria is. And this will dictate how you're going to prioritize your keywords and how many you actually need. Because a lot of people end up getting to put together 10,000 keywords, but what happens? You know, I mean, you got to pick some of those keywords. You got to melt that list down. So commandment number 8 is, thou shalt go scour the land for keywords. You got to go get your keywords once you've got your plan and all the work, the foundational work has been done. Once you've done that, you've got to go into massive action with at least one huge big why. And what do I mean by a why? A why is, why are you doing this? You know, this is going to take a lot of work if you're going to tackle your competition, what have you. So you need to really truly understand that you've got to have, what is this that's driving you? Is this to spend more time with your family? What is it? You've got to have a real compelling why that's making you do this. And then lastly, thou shalt maintain the planted seeds and harvest properly. You've got to maintain what you've created. You've got to continue building. You've got to continue promoting. And without that, you cannot gain any momentum. You just sink like a rock. And like the rest of the people that just quit after just putting their website up, and they go, oh, this is too much work. And there you have it.
Well, a lot of information, Jim, and of course, you spent the last 5 to 7, 8 years studying keyword research, market research, and I think the amount of information you've given us today has just been amazing. And I can't emphasize the importance of doing proper market research and then the proper keyword research. And I would really recommend that you head over to nichebot and try some of the services there and really do your market research. Go over to ClickBank, go over to eBay, go over to the Yahoo stores, go on Amazon, take a look at what people are selling in the markets that you're interested in being in, and then start looking at the keywords, and particularly the buying keywords. Really, really important.
Right, and the most important thing I think that for anyone just starting out is that they find one buying keyword and then build a web page and then start building traffic to that. I am so obsessed with making certain that someone sees that they can create one effect, one little ripple on the internet, gives them inspiration, gives them empowers them to go out and build more, right?
That's right.
So that's what's so important, is getting that first result is so important.
That's right. You have to have a little bit of success and then build on it.
Exactly, because then basically once you've found something that works, you can go and repeat it over and over and over and over again.
Yeah, that's right, and that's the key. You want to repeat the things that you're doing that are successful, not
Absolutely.
the things you're doing that aren't.
Absolutely.
Great. Well, thank you very much, Jim, for spending this time with everybody.